As you all know, it's Wednesday night, which means it's time for the weekly news bulletin with Queen Crazy, which is in the news. Now, every story this past week that I picked out wasn't was big, but it wasn't in term as impactful as what happened last night. Because unless you've lived under a rock for the last day, let me fill you in. Because last night, Matt Hardy, we're back to the low life drunk slash druggy again. We're back on him, aren't we? You see, he put up a video stating he had only a few hours and minutes to live. My time in the world is almost up. I'll miss all of you, no matter what you've all felt about me, with a death date and a birth date thing. You know the usual till this, right? You know what? We all, after SmackDown, we found this out. We all were going really worried about him. And even with the animosity I have towards him, I did feel very worried about him because I thought, fuck, he's finally bit the bullet. However, after 30 calls to 911, the police department doing a welfare check, and Jeff Hardy's house being knocked on in the middle of the night by accident by the police who got the wrong house, and Jeff Hardy's wife posting on Facebook how stupid it is, along with Shane Helms, the Hurricane, if you didn't know, who, of course, has now said how much of a moron Matt is. Matt ended up posting a stupid video proclaiming he is going to be reborn. He's shedding, it's his genesis. He's shedding all of his past self and making a new life for himself. Could you, Matt Hardy, be any more of an idiot? Because you faking a suicide to get attention. Oh, that is just the stupidest thing I mean, come on. I said on my message to you last week that your family and your friends who care about you will get affected by this sooner than you think. And look, a week later, exactly. The guys in the back of the locker room were extremely worried about you at the SmackDown live show. People were concerned that the members of the public phoned 911 for you. They actually feared for your life and your safety, your family, even to make sure your brother looks sane. I said it last time as well. You look a lot worse compared to your brother, and it seems they've got that confirmed because even he wouldn't do that. And you know what? All the respect that your fans did have for you has now gone. Because everywhere I have gone, everywhere on the internet I have seen, comment boxes, message boards, YouTube channels even, I have seen people ripping you to shreds every single step of the way. That is duly given. Because Matt Hardy, you're not going to get hooked up with any wrestling company anymore because of this stunt you pulled. You have made enemies out of a lot of people. You've made people not trust you anymore. I don't care if you're newly reborn. I don't care that you are on a path now where you can shred all of the stuff you've done previously with drug use, drinking, and the states you've been in. But even if you proclaim that, you do not fake a suicide. You do not pull a hoax like that. I'm sorry, but that is just bullshit. Because even I, a person who does not like you, was worried for your safety. Now, if you take us all for suckers just to draw us all in to watch a video of you saying that you're reborn, that's bullshit. And you know what? Again, I'll say it. Fuck you, Matt Hardy. Because now we have a reason not to give a shit about you. Okay? Sure, you may be getting exactly what you want, which is a huge amount of attention, but it's the wrong kind of attention. Daniel Bryan gets attention because he puts on good wrestling matches. You get a bad attention because you are an absolute fucking lowlife who has no job, no sense of social standing either, and basically is about to lose everything he's ever done thanks to, well, you're probably going to go to jail thanks to wasting police time. You're probably going to be done by your family, going to rip you to shreds too. So, you know what? If your life goes downhill because of what you pulled last night, I could not give a crap. So, Matt, go fuck yourself. Now I've got that out of the way, I can go on to the other news stories that ended up coming through to this week. Mick Foley is open to returning to WWE at time, and talks between them have been taking place. Great, great stuff. He states that if you weren't on TNA's show, you won't consider of any value to the company, whilst in WWE, there will be a number of things you could do outside of the product on screen, which is actually, in his opinion, a great thing. If Foley's talking with the WWE again, brilliant. Good to see Foley back. And I want to know if he's that mystery guy you're going to unveil for WWE 12 in the next month. I'm up for that, because I really want you back, Mick. It's a good thing. I want you back in this company, big time. Make it happen now. The ridiculously epic Money in the Bank pay-per-view officially, apparently, ranked in 265,000 buys. Although apparently, according to other sorts of calculations, it drew around 189 to 199,000, which actually isn't bad. And it's apparently it is the third highest most bought pay-per-view of the year. Third highest, after Mania and the Rumble, of course, because you'd expect it. So now, you know what? It was mostly all thanks to Punk vs. Cena. Great to know it bought a lot, because, guys, I'm buying that on DVD the moment it comes in this country, so all's for it. A harrowing and extremely elongated article made by Grantland.com about the life of Ric Flair and all the negative things that have happened to him over the last 20 years, which includes, and isn't limited to, Flair currently wrestling with a heart condition known as alcoholic cardiomyopathy. I don't know how I managed to say that without getting tongue-tied. As far as why he continues to wrestle, the article claims it's because the Flair was recently evicted from his home due to non-payment of his rent and that he's in serious need of money. Flair using the NWA title belt for collateral for loan payments, the non-payment of taxes throughout the 80s, including money to Vince McMahon, a lawsuit filed against him for allegedly flashing his balls to flight attendants, and domestic and physical abuses against all of his ex-wives. Now, this guy is a wrestling legend, no disputing. But how he managed to keep his lifestyle going is beyond me. This article stated that he can't tell the difference between Richard Flair, the guy in the courtroom, the guy in reality, and Ric Flair, the wrestling personality, is the reason why he's lost all this money and is in deep shit. Because you'd expect anyone else, but why Ric Flair? So it's probably a thought, you could have stayed with WWE, sat back, took it easy, and made as much money to keep you going, because they could have used you in a Legends role, return at the Rumble, GM. That would be great, wouldn't it? And you know what? In all fairness, that's what you fucking get for wasting money like you do on fur coats, expensive jewelry for your wives who punch beat you, and vice versa. So, basically, you get what you fucking deserve there, Rick. You're a great wrestler, but gotta learn to step back a bit and realise retirement isn't too far around the corner for you. The original Sin Cara, known as Mystico, has apparently parted ways with WWE after again botching numerous moves during last week's SmackDown, to the point where we had to reshoot the entire match again. He went home after last Tuesday's tapings when the show concluded. The other Sin Cara, Junicio, will apparently be taking the character up permanently, right? Because it's still extremely popular. I know this is quite a far backstory, and it's obviously happened for a while. I wasn't too keen on the Sin Cara, the Junicio, but on SmackDown last night, good stuff. I enjoyed him. Of course, he's turned heel. People are saying there's an original Sin Cara versus fake Sin Cara, good versus bad storyline coming up. I wouldn't be too disappointed with it. I wouldn't be too disappointed with that at all. And in all fairness, I'd love it, actually. It'd be quite fun. I know who I'd support because I can tell which one's leaner. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. As long as this new Sin Cara at least pulls off the great stuff that this other guy did, that Mystico did, I'm up for it. It's good stuff. Seth Rollins, better known as former ROH champion Tyler Black, has responded to a question on his Formspring account, stating he can go toe-to-toe with WWE main roster star John Morrison and beat him. The question stated, "Hey Tyler Black, do you think you should cut your hair short so you don't look like John Morrison?" What a dweeb. Black responded with, "Hey stupid question asker, no, I had long hair first, I had a beard first, and I can outwork him any day of the week." I haven't seen too much of Tyler Black. when he was in Ring of Honor. I need to do my research. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. If I see a good match with John Morrison in it, I'll be alright with that. I just don't understand where this R-Truth John Morrison feud went. Because it just dissipated. There was no big pay-per-view match. That was a waste. But nonetheless, I'd want to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Should be alright. I think, Tyler, you could go toe-to-toe with John Morrison and win. It's obvious, isn't it? And finally, former WWE Tag Champion and former Nexus member Michael McGillicutty has spoken out on Twitter wanting to change his name to his real name, Joe Hennig, because he wants to be able to carry on the legacy of his dad, Mr. Perfect, and his grandfather, rather than have the crap name he has now. And you know what? I am in complete consensus with you. That is true. Because McGillicutty, it's not good on the tongue. You're trying to pronounce all the syllables squished in. I mean, Husky Harris, I'm fine with. Sure, it's not Wyndham Rotunda, but I'm happy with that. Michael McGillicutty is there. I can't get my tongue around it when I'm speaking it. And it is the most retarded name of all. Because if he came from Texas or Arizona or Alabama, I might understand that, but no. No. This doesn't work. Joe Hennig, acknowledging history, I'm all good for that. And it's just simple. I think if he wants to change it, why the hell doesn't WWE want him to change it? If he turns heel on David Otunga, or David Otunga turns heel on him, he could probably become Joe Hennig and just go. You know what? That'd be great, wouldn't it? That would be very interesting. So unfortunately, the storyline with Joe King Lawler and Otunga might have started now, so could keep things on ice for a while. Guys, that has been in the news this week. If you haven't, put that button up there, the subscribe button. Press that thing. I'll be very, very grateful for your support. Comment section down there if you want to talk about anything. I've been Cream Crazy. You've been People Watching. I'm the voice of the new generation. This has been In the News, and I will see you Sunday next for my next 15 minutes of fame, which will be on the women's division. Ooh, this should be very interesting because I got a lot to say about that. Cheers, guys. See you then.